Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and I want to talk about the rumblings going on around why graphics card prices could shoot up sometime in 2020. I want to go over this article from Hot Hardware, and I also want to give you guys my input on whether or not you should buy a GPU right now, if you fall into the category of buying a GPU right now or waiting for a little bit. I think you have to be a little bit strategic in how you play this game right now, just because on top of GPU prices possibly going up, new GPUs coming out, Intel possibly getting into the game, you also have to factor in upcoming consoles. And I know some of you guys don't want to buy consoles, but it is very advantageous for you guys to check out how the consoles turn out, check out the feature set, check out performance numbers, because ultimately we don't know exactly how optimization on the consoles are going to be. So let's go over the article and I'll give you guys my overall input as well, but waiting is possibly the best answer here. Market research firm TrendForce, a division of DRAM Exchange, is expecting a sharp upturn in graphics DRAM prices in the first quarter of 2020. Analysts say server DRAM prices will lead the upwards trend in pricing due to supply constraints by unstable yields of 1x nanometer processes, noting, quote, graphics DRAM prices will see a corresponding sharp rebound. Graphics DRAM is more sensitive to demand change than other types of memory products, so its price fluctuations can be dramatic as well, with OEM clients raising their stock up demand. Graphics DRAM contract prices are projected to increase by over 5% quarter over quarter, the highest among all memory products. That is coming from TrendForce analyst Arvil Wu. There's also other factors that could push up graphics card pricing next year. Look at the overall market demand for 2020. The transition to GDDR5 to GDDR6 memory chips will further accelerate. For example, NVIDIA's GeForce RTX series uses GDDR6 memory, and AMD is destocking its older graphics cards based on GDDR5 memory in favor of Navi-based GPUs paired with GDDR6 memory. In addition to this trend, next-generation game consoles are obviously on the way. We've got the PlayStation 5 and Microsoft's Xbox Series X. Both of those will make the jump from GDDR5 to GDDR6 memory as well. Given these developments, demand is expected to exceed supply for graphics DRAM in 2020. According to Wu, graphics DRAM has the higher production cost per chip that resulted in graphics DRAM being the first group of memory products to incur an operating loss for suppliers during the past several quarters, which in turn prompted the three biggest suppliers to make adjustments with an eye towards profitability. In theory, you would think that this would mean GPU prices would shoot up next year. However, there is the added element of there being a lot of competition. There's a lot of competition between NVIDIA and AMD, and if Intel's efforts in the discrete GPU market prove to be something of quality, well, them coming into the market would theoretically offset the idea of GPU prices going out. Specifically, what this means is that there is an incredible amount of uncertainty in the market right now. Some people would just say buy a graphics card right now, and I absolutely don't think that is the right idea. If you just buy a GPU right now for the sake of buying a GPU with the expectations that prices are gonna go up, I always think that is a horrible idea. Obviously, there have been times in the past where that ended up being advantageous. If you got a GPU prior to like the crypto mining craze where GPUs just became ridiculously expensive, yeah, you made out like a bandit for a little bit, but then ultimately GPU prices did go down and everything did stabilize back. And how long did you actually make out like a bandit? You maybe made out like a bandit for 6 to 9 months, but after that, things went back to normal. And if you had a, okay enough GPU to get you through those 6 to 9 months, was there really a big deal to be had that GPU prices went up for a little bit? No, not necessarily, especially if you weren't one of those people that were crypto mining like crazy. The GPUs were expensive because people were crypto mining. It's not like those GPUs were expensive back then because people were actually trying to buy games with them. If you were just one of those people that were waiting for the GPUs to go down in price so you can actually play games, well, ultimately, you didn't have to wait that long. You could use your whatever GPU you already had. That probably would have sufficed for 6 to 9 months, and then you would be good to go. Now, if you're the kind of person where you're playing on like a GTX 750 and you really need to upgrade, by all means upgrade, but I'm not saying upgrade because prices could go up in early 2020. I'm saying upgrade because you're on a goddamn GTX 750 and you probably need a better graphics card to play games like Red Dead Redemption 2, to play games like Cyberpunk 2077 when that comes out. And really, you have to look at the games that are coming out in early 2020. Are there really that many marquee games that are going to bring your PC to its knees. Outside of Cyberpunk 2077, how many marquee games are really coming out in the first 6 months of 2020 that you're gonna want to buy and you're gonna want to play those games at, 4K or whatever settings you want to play them at? Yeah, obviously there are games out right now that if you want to play them at 4K 60 FPS, you're gonna need to drop a pretty penny. However, if you're trying to put yourself in the most advantageous position to buy a graphics card for the best price possible, you're probably not the same person that's looking to play games at ridiculous resolutions, ridiculous settings, and ridiculous frame rates. You're probably trying to get something that is suitable to your needs, and your needs are probably something equatable to playing a game at 1080p or 1440p and getting pretty good frames per second. That's generally the majority of desires from a PC gaming consumer. At least that's what I tend to realize. If you want to play a game in 4K, obviously you might want to go a little bit higher end, but nonetheless, if you've wanted to eagerly do that, you probably have the hardware that's capable of that for now, because let's be real, has there really been any major game releases this year? Maybe Red Dead Redemption 2 that has pushed PC gaming a little bit, and if you wanted to play that game at 60 frames per second, yeah, it's a little bit difficult, but I imagine the majority of you guys already have a competent enough GPU where you're getting pretty good performance, at least suitable performance. Now, there's always that idea of, can I get a little bit more? And yeah, you could always get a little bit more. However, should you be going after that little bit more just because prices could shoot up in 2020, at least the first quarter of 2020? And I think that's a really bad idea, because right now, more than ever, there is a lot of uncertainty in the market. There's a lot of variables in play, more so than any given pre-quarter period, where it just doesn't make a lot of sense. How about you wait for a couple of things to play out? First of all, let's see the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X actually revealed. Are these going to be compelling platforms, gaming platforms? I know console gaming is something that's kind of looked down upon on this channel, but let's say the PS5 is going to be sold at a loss at $400, and it's a very capable piece of hardware, and maybe it has that one exclusive that you really want, and you want to get that platform over getting a new graphics card. Well, wait for that to play out. See what the lineup is going to be. See how the performance is going to be, and then maybe you'd be better off getting a PS5 to play that exclusive, to play some of the games, and then also having your PC there, and that would be the better route to go. Maybe the PS5 gets revealed, you're a little bit lukewarm at the revelations by it, and then you decide to buy a GPU. Maybe you wait a little bit, you wait until the summer or fall of 2020. Prices are probably going to be pretty decent by then. New GPUs are probably going to come out. There's going to be more options in the market. At some point in that 1 year time period of 2020, you're going to find a good deal. This idea that prices are going to be so high for the entirety of the year and it's going to be impossible to find a great deal, I find that hard to believe. Even during the crypto mining ridiculousness, I was able to find decent deals every now and again. Was it harder? Absolutely. But if my memory serves me correctly, it wasn't like this dire time period of it being impossible to PC game. It was maybe like that for a month, and then things started to normalize. Everybody started to, realize that we need these graphics cards to play video games. And everything turned out well. I think a lot of the fear-mongering that goes on is a little bit for naught. Yes, sometimes it comes to fruition, and sometimes it's a little bit annoying with hardware pricing and whatever the case may be. Absolutely. We have seen that outside of graphics card. We've seen it with RAM prices. Sometimes RAM pricing is absolutely ridiculous. There was that one time period where 16 gigabytes of RAM was so hard to get. But at the end of the day, eventually there is some normalizing in the product, and I don't think it's going to be this issue where GPUs are just going to be super expensive for a lengthy period of time. It might be a few months, it might be, 6 to 9 months at most that there might be a little bit of a price hike, but ultimately I think that's worst case scenario. What's likely, and what I would recommend you guys to do, is see how everything plays out, see if prices go up, and if prices go up for 3 months, who cares? It might kind of be cringeworthy to look at a graphics card and see a hiked up price and then realize 3 months ago it was a little bit cheaper, but it's only cringeworthy for that few months, and just realize you still have a decent PC, at least I hope you do, and just settle with that for a couple months, because it doesn't look like the first 6 months of 2020 are going to bring those games that are going to be those revolutionary experiences. That probably will come. Maybe it'll come in late 2020, maybe early 2021, when people really start to forego the current generation of consoles and start developing for next gen. But at this point, I think you're best off sticking with the hardware you have right now, and if you are running a GTX 750, a 650, whatever, okay, upgrade then, but don't upgrade on the basis that you're predicting prices to go up, because I always think that's a horrible, horrible route to go, and usually you're left a little bit scathed by it. I think some people get a little bit duped by the fear-mongering that sometimes goes on, but I think waiting a little bit here is your best option. Just assess your current situation, where you fall in line. If you have a PC that's relatively decent, I really think it's not a big deal to upgrade right now. I haven't upgraded in a little bit, believe it or not, and I'm still doing rather well as far as all things are considered. So that's going to wrap up this video, guys. If you have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button, so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.